Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Can I remind members of the need to respect each other, and I will continue to chair these meetings fairly and to show impartiality. Members of the public are welcome, but should be aware that they should not interrupt proceedings, as disruption may result in removal from the public gallery. The rules of conduct for the meeting have been circulated in advance of the meeting via email and are also available on your Modern Gov app. We will now move to the formal business of the AGM. Please be seated. Start with item number 6, minutes of the meeting held on the 17th of April 2024. I will move the acceptance of the minutes of the meeting held on the 17th of April as a correct record. Leader, do you wish to second? Can I put the minutes of the meeting to the vote? All those in favour of accepting the minutes, please show. Any against? It's carried unanimously. Item number 7, Mayor's announcements. Manchester United Women. I'd like to congratulate Manchester United Women who won the FA Cup for the first time in their history last weekend, with Tilsley's Ella Toon scoring a goal in the 4-0 win over Tottenham, my team unfortunately. Ella's contribution to women's football and Wigan Borough will be recognised at a special star ceremony next month in Leigh. Wigan Borough's 50th anniversary. To mark the 50th anniversary of Wigan Borough, 2 special all-stars ceremonies will take place next month, bringing previous recipients of stars together to celebrate their achievements. Women's Tour of Britain. I would like to take this opportunity to advise the Chamber that Leigh Sports Village will be the host venue for the final stage of the Women's Tour of Britain, in partnership with British Cycling, and this on Sunday the 9th of June this year. This event will be part of the Borough's 50th anniversary celebrations. Happy Smiles Training CIC. On behalf of the Council, I would like to congratulate Happy Smiles Training CIC, who won the Community Group category at this year's annual Scope Disability Equality Awards. The Wigan-based training charity delivers disabled-led inclusive training to schools, community groups and businesses. In 2023, the organisation delivered training to over 4,000 people. Happy Smiles have also been nominated in the National Diversity Awards. Good luck for July, when the shortlist will be announced from all at the Council. The Family Hub. I'm pleased to announce that our second Family Hub, based on Mornington Road in Hindley, will open its doors on the 29th of June, following the success of the first Family Hub at the Meadows. Since opening in October, the hub has welcomed 2,000 visitors and now provides 35 services to support families. 2 more hubs will launch in Atherton and in Leigh later this year. Thank you to the children's team and partners for all their hard work. Item number 8, declarations of interest. The Monitoring Officer has provided advice to all members and relevant guidance has been issued. Members are asked to consider relevant interests for the purpose of this meeting, and if there are any interests declared, members must leave the room during the relevant item. Should you wish to declare an interest, please fill out the form on your agenda and return this to Democratic Services officers at the end of today's meeting. Item number 9. Councillors elected on the 2nd of May 2024 and welcome to new members. Congratulations to all those members who were re-elected in the election on the 2nd of May 2024, and a warm welcome to councillors who have been elected as new councillors. Welcome to councillors Mike Smith and Tony White. Item number 10. Former councillors not re-elected on the 2nd of May 2024. On behalf of the Council and the people of the Borough, I would like to acknowledge the contributions of former members Kath Hulton and Janice Sharrett and place on record the Council's appreciation for their service. I now invite members to say a few words about the former councillors if they would like to. Councillor Watson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, for allowing me to speak on this. I don't think there's anybody from Kath Hulton's political party here to speak and thank her for her time in this chamber. And I think we can all acknowledge that locally, despite her political affiliation, which isn't very popular at the moment, she was a hard-working councillor for the people of Lowton. So on behalf of the Independent Network, I'd like to thank her and Janice for their services to this council and borough. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Leader.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Can I first of all congratulate all members who were re-elected and new members to the Council Chamber. And I think for new members in particular, you've now taken on a task. And just as a reminder, you will always be a councillor or an ex-councillor. So I wish you well in all that you do. And I'm sure that you'll be there to represent your communities and do the best for them in your role as a ward councillor. And then can I move on to retiring people who've not got back? And what you've got to be careful of when you speak about members who've not got back or people who've left, that you don't turn it into an obituary, because that is not the case. Because we may not believe it, but there is a life beyond politics and there's a life beyond being a councillor. And I think that there are times when we perhaps should sit back and reflect. In fact, not just the sacrifice you make as individuals, but the sacrifice your families make because of you've made this choice to become a councillor or a politician. And can I just say that on behalf of the Labour group, Kath Hulton has been with us for a number of years, once surrounded by family as well as friends. But unfortunately for Kath didn't make it back, but we wish her well. We hope she stays healthy and has a long and happy retirement. I did say that to Mike Winstanley, my words are coming true. He's still having a long and happy retirement, so I wouldn't wish Kath any different. But now can I speak on behalf of not just myself, but my ward colleagues, my ward colleague, Councillor Janice Sharrett, who's been an excellent and wonderful councillor on behalf of the people of the Ince ward. She's certainly shown outstanding dedication. She's certainly achieved a lot, and she's certainly been there for me when I needed her most in terms of the 12 months that I have gone through, and you yourself, Madam Mayor, know something similar. But so can I just say on behalf of myself, behalf of my Labour colleagues, not just a thank you to Janice, but a thank you to Janice's family and friends for actually allowing us to share Janice for the number of years while she's been a councillor. Like I said, she was an excellent colleague, and whoever walks in Janice's footsteps, believe you me, you've got big shoes to fill. So, on behalf of the Labour group, Madam Mayor, I would like to thank both Kath Hulton and Janice Sharrett for the excellent service that they've given to this council. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Gerard.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and congratulations on your appointment. I hope you have a good 12 months. I'd just like to thank the councillors who weren't successful in their elections, and I'm pretty sure that they will keep involved in politics or in the local community somehow. Janice, I worked with quite some time on the planning committee and was quite helpful to me throughout that, and the many conversations we had usually revolved around food, I think, more than anything, and what the butties were up to and all that, you know. But yeah. Yeah, I think she'll be sorely missed on the planning committee, even as an independent. And I'd like to also thank, welcome new members, especially the independents. You know, like buzzes, you get one and then 3 come along together, hopefully. You know, but but yeah, congratulations to all, and unlucky to all them who failed this time. But please do keep involved in your communities. Thank you.
Councillor Walker.
Yeah. Can I, one of my hats is chair of the Douglas Valley community, which runs community centres throughout our borough. And Janice has been my vice chairman for a number of years. And sometimes vice chairmans on these outside bodies are a token. Janice is not a token. Janice cared passionately about community centres, about her own, but not just her own, about the success of community centres all around our borough, about the contribution that the community makes, and making sure that, because community centres by their very nature rise and fall. You get a good crowd who help to run them, and then they fade away and they need picking up. And Janice was extremely powerful at making sure that we didn't let any of those that had peaked and were on the downward trail falter. And so Janice was an absolutely passionate community member, but a community, she'd got that special feeling for how communities work. And so I just want to say that I've been really pleased that Janice has agreed to stay on. Although she's not going to be a councillor anymore, she's agreed to stay on as a member of the community in helping to run the board of Douglas Valley. So Janice, you will be missed, but you won't be missed at Douglas Valley. We'll be even more delighted to have you there. Thank you.
Councillor Merritt.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, for allowing me to speak, and congratulations on your appointment. I don't want it to just go unnoted. Janice was a member of the Children and Young People's Scrutiny Committee, and I just want to say she was a most dedicated member of that committee. She always read her papers, always had questions to ask. She's going to be really missed, and I found the same on the planning committee. She was, you know, really dedicated, and she always, you know, took a good part, and so I just feel that she's an incredible loss to the council, and she'll certainly be a loss on the Children and Young People Scrutiny Committee. I'd like to thank her, of course, for everything that she's done in the past.
Councillor Paul Molyneux.
Thank you for allowing me to speak, Madam Mayor, and congratulations on your recent appointment. I couldn't let this moment go past without saying thank you to Janice. I've known Janice since 1997, when I'd been about the age of 11, and we were out campaigning up in Chorley. As someone who lived in the ward where Janice represented, I know the hard work and commitment she put in. If you just look at her attendance record for the council, you'll see 100% year after year. Janice, if she said she was going to be there, she was there. If you look at her as the queen of the tombola, if you look at the local community centre, she was there year in, year out, raising funds for the local community centre. The local sporting teams, Janice was there as a volunteer, as someone there at guidance and supporting them throughout. Janice and her husband Alan should be dragging along every single weekend. If you walk along Manchester Road near Walmsley Park, you'll see Janice and her husband there with the blue bags collecting rubbish near enough every weekend, if not in the week as well. Janice has been an absolute star. And when I looked at becoming a local councillor, you look at the work that Janice does and you think, oh my God, that's going to be hard work. Because Janice really is an absolute trooper. And I couldn't let this moment go past without saying thank you very much from everybody, Janice. You've been an absolute star. And I tell you what, the community are really going to miss you. But I know, knowing Janice, that she won't give up and she'll keep going and she'll keep doing all that amazing community work that she does. Because she didn't do that because she was a councillor. She did it because she cares. So thank you, Janice.
So we move on to item 11. Health and Wellbeing Board, refreshed terms of reference 2024-25. The Council is requested to consider the report set out on page 21 of the Council agenda and to agree the amended terms of reference for the Health and Wellbeing Board. Since the publication of the agenda, Jude Norman, Principal at Outwood Academy, Hindley, has been nominated as the secondary school representative for the education provider representative of the board, as outlined on page 33 of the council agenda. I would like to invite the leader to move the recommendations. Leader.
Happy to move the recommendations, Madam Mayor.
Are the recommendations seconded?
Beg to second, Madam Mayor.
Deputy Leader, do you wish to speak now or reserve your right until later in the debate?
I'll reserve my right and hope not to have to use it.
Do any other members wish to contribute? Deputy Leader? Leader, do you wish to sum up?
I think the Deputy Leader summed up for us all, actually, Madam Mayor.
All those in favour of accepting the recommendations as set out in the report with the additional nomination for the secondary school representative, please show your hands. Anyone against? Any abstentions? The vote is carried. Thank you. Item number 12, Membership of Cabinets and Committees 2024-25. The Council is requested to appoint to its committees for 2024 and 25 municipal year. Appointments to committees, other than where indicated, must be made either in accordance with the political balance rules or under an alternative scheme against which there has been no contrary vote. The nominations, including those for Chair and Vice Chair, are set out in the report on page 13 of your supplementary council agenda. I invite the leader to move all the appointments as per the nominations set out in the supplementary council agenda. Leader.
Happy to move, Madam Mayor.
Are the recommendations seconded?
Beg to second, Madam Mayor.
Do you wish to speak now or reserve your right to speak until later in the debate?
I'm hoping not to have to.
Do any other members wish to contribute? Deputy Leader? Leader, do you wish to sum up?
No, thank you, Madam Mayor.
So all those in favour of accepting the recommendations as set out in the report, please show your hands. Anyone against? Any abstentions? The vote is carried. Thank you. Item 13, appointment of statutory and non-statutory co-opted member to the Council's committees. The Council is recommended to agree the nominations for statutory and non-statutory co-opted members to the Council's committees, as set out in the report on page 35 of the Council agenda. I invite the Leader to move the recommendations. Leader.
Happy to move the recommendations, Madam Mayor.
Are the recommendations seconded?
I second the recommendations, Madam Mayor, and reserve the right to speak if necessary.
Thank you. Do any members wish to contribute? Leader, do you wish to sum up?
I've summed up, Madam Mayor. Happy to move the recommendations.
All those in favour of accepting the recommendations as set out in the report, please show your hands. Anyone against? Any abstentions? That vote is carried. Item number 14, membership to outside bodies 2024-25. The Council is requested to make its appointments on outside bodies for 2024-25 as set out in the report on page 21 of the supplementary agenda. Political balance rules apply in those cases where it is indicated in that report. A swap in the nomination to the Yorkshire Purchasing Organisation Joint Management Committee was received before the deadline of 12 p.m. yesterday, with Councillor Raymond now becoming the nominated member and Councillor Walker becoming the substitute. A further change was also received by the 12 p.m. deadline yesterday for the Yorkshire Purchasing Organisation Procurement Holdings Limited, with Councillor Raymond being nominated as Director and the Leader being nominated as the shareholder representative. I invite the Leader to move the recommendations. Leader.
Move the recommendations, Madam Mayor.
Are the recommendations seconded?
Beg to second the recommendations and reserve the right to speak again if necessary.
Do any other members wish to contribute? Leader, do you wish to sum up?
No, happy to move the recommendations, Madam Mayor.
All those in favour of accepting the recommendations as set out in the report with the previously outlined changes in nominations to Yorkshire Purchasing Organisation, please show your hands. Any against? Any abstentions? Thank you, the vote is carried. Thank you, and that concludes the business for this afternoon. Have a safe journey home and enjoy the weather if it stops raining.